Welcome back to Everyday English Stories. Today, I want to give you something different. Not just motivation, not just nice words that feel good for 1 hour and then disappear. Today, I want to give you real tools, mental tools, things you can use every single day to make your mind stronger. Because let's be honest, life is not always kind. People will disappoint you. Things will go wrong. You will face pressure, stress, failure, and very difficult days. And in those moments, the only thing that truly protects you is not money. It is not looks. It is not how many people follow you online. It is the strength of your mind. A weak mind breaks under small pressure. A strong mind stays calm, thinks clearly, and keeps moving forward even when everything feels hard. So today I will give you 15 points that will help you build a stronger mind. A mind that does not break easily. A mind that can handle real life. Stay with me until point 15, because it is the one that most people ignore, and ignoring it is exactly why they stay mentally weak. Let's begin. Point 1. Train your mind to stay calm, especially when things go wrong. Let's start with something very honest. Everyone faces difficult moments. Exam pressure, money problems, relationship problems, failure, pain. These things happen to every person on this planet. No one is safe from hard times. But look at how different people react to the same difficulty. One person faces a problem and immediately loses control. They shout, they panic, they say things they regret later. They make the situation much worse with their reaction. Another person faces the exact same problem. They pause, they breathe, they think clearly, then they act carefully. Same problem, two completely different responses, and two completely different results. The difference is not that one person has an easier life. The difference is that one person has a trained mind. A calm mind is one of the most powerful things a person can have. When you stay calm, you think clearly. When you think clearly, you make better decisions, and better decisions create a better life. But staying calm is not natural for most people. It is a skill. It must be practiced daily. Here is something simple you can start today. When something bad happens, do not react immediately. Wait. Breathe slowly. Then ask yourself one question. Will this matter in 5 years? Most of the time the answer is no. And when you realize that, the panic becomes smaller. The problem looks smaller. You can think more clearly. This one habit, pausing before reacting, can save you from many regrets, from fights you didn't need, from words you cannot take back, from decisions made in anger that hurt you for years. Train your mind to pause first, because a calm mind is a strong mind. Point 2. Learn to enjoy time alone. Here is something many people are afraid to admit. They are uncomfortable being alone. They need noise, music, messages, social media, someone to talk to, constant activity. Because when everything is quiet, something feels wrong. The silence feels too loud. But think about this carefully. If you cannot sit quietly with yourself for 30 minutes, how will you handle real pressure in life? How will you think clearly? How will you know what you truly want from your life? Being alone is not the same as being lonely. There is a very big difference. Lonely means you feel sad without people around you. Spending time alone means choosing to be with your own thoughts on purpose, learning to know yourself, understanding what you feel and why you feel it. The strongest people are not those with the most friends. They are the people who feel complete even when no one is around. People who do not need constant attention to feel okay about themselves. When you spend quiet time alone, something important starts to happen. You begin to hear your own thoughts clearly. You understand yourself better. You notice what is worrying you and why. You find answers that were already inside you, waiting quietly. Here is a simple practice. Once a day, put down your phone. Go for a short walk without music or headphones. Or just sit quietly for 10 minutes. No screen, no noise, just you. At first, this will feel uncomfortable. Your mind will look for something to watch or listen to. But if you continue, the silence starts to feel peaceful, and you start to feel more clear and more calm inside. When you enjoy your own company, you stop needing other people to make you feel okay. And that is real freedom. Point 3. Stop overthinking. It is stealing your peace every day. Overthinking is one of the most common problems today, and most people don't even notice they are doing it. You say something in a conversation and spend the next 4 hours thinking about whether it was wrong. You send a message and don't get a quick reply, so you create 10 different stories in your head. You make a small mistake, and suddenly your brain tells you your whole future is ruined. This is not thinking. This is hurting yourself with your own mind. Your mind is a powerful tool, but if you don't control it, it becomes your worst enemy. It replays the past again and again. It creates fears about things that have not happened yet. It tells you stories that are not true, and you believe every single one of them. But here is the simple truth about overthinking. It never changes the past, and it never helps the future. It only takes your peace from you right now. So how do you stop it? First, understand this. Not every thought needs your attention. Not every problem needs an answer today. Your brain will give you hundreds of thoughts every hour, but you don't have to follow all of them. When your mind starts creating stories, say this quietly to yourself. This is not happening right now. I cannot control this. I will focus on what is in front of me. Second, if you made a mistake, correct it if you can. If you cannot correct it, forgive yourself and move forward. Sitting with the mistake for hours changes nothing. It only takes more from you. Third, if you don't know what will happen tomorrow, stop guessing. You will not find the answer by thinking about it more. Live today. Do what you can today. Let tomorrow arrive when it comes. Overthinking is a habit, but so is a peaceful mind. You choose which one you practice every day. Point 4. Stop chasing attention. Build respect for yourself instead. We live in a world where many people are desperate to be seen. They want likes, they want comments, they want people to notice them, they want to be approved by others, and when they don't get that attention, they feel empty. They feel like they are not enough. But real mental strength starts the moment you stop asking who is watching me and start asking, am I proud of who I am becoming? Think about this honestly. Why do you feel sad when someone doesn't notice your new haircut? Why do you need people to comment on what you do? Why do you keep looking for approval from people who don't really know you? Because deep inside, something is still looking for someone else to say you are enough. But that feeling can never be filled from the outside. No amount of likes will fill it. No amount of attention will last. And when the attention stops, the emptiness comes back stronger than before. Compare two people. Person A goes to the gym every day, but only to post pictures online. They don't train hard. They skip difficult sessions. They are there for the comments. When nobody responds one day, they feel worthless and unmotivated. Person B goes to the gym quietly every day. No posts, no attention, just honest work. After 6 months, their body changed, their energy is better, Their confidence grew from the inside because they showed up for themselves, not for anyone else. That is the difference between needing attention and building real strength. You don't need many people to clap for you. You need to do good work even when nobody sees it. You need to feel proud of your effort even when nobody knows it happened. The moment you stop chasing attention, you start building something real, and real things last. Point 5. Choose discomfort. That is where real growth lives. Here is something nobody wants to hear. If you always choose the easy option, your mind will stay weak. This generation loves comfort. A comfortable routine, a comfortable job, comfortable excuses for everything. People avoid anything that feels hard, scary, or uncertain. And then they wonder why nothing in their life changes. But growth only happens in one place, outside your comfort zone. Think about muscles. If you lift the same easy weight every day, your muscles never get stronger. But when you lift something heavier than you lifted before, when it is hard, when it burns a little, that is when your muscles actually grow. Your mind works the same way. Every time you avoid something uncomfortable, you become a little weaker. Every time you face something uncomfortable, you become a little stronger. This is not a metaphor. This is how the brain actually works. Imagine someone who is afraid of speaking in front of others. Every time they have a chance to speak, they say no. They hide, and their fear grows bigger every time. Because avoiding something teaches your brain that it is truly dangerous. Now imagine someone else with the same fear. They are also scared, but they say yes anyway. The first time, their voice shakes. The second time, it is still hard. The third time, a little easier. The 10th time, something has changed, because they kept facing the fear instead of running from it. That is how mental strength is built, not by avoiding hard things, but by doing them anyway. Do one uncomfortable thing every day. Speak when you feel shy. Start the thing you have been afraid to start. Try something new when you feel uncertain. Discomfort is not your enemy, it is your teacher. Point 6. Be patient. Good things take real time. This generation wants everything fast. Fast success, fast results, fast change. And when things don't move quickly, people quit. They say it is not working, but usually it is working. They just stopped too early. Real mental strength is not built in 1 week. It is not a quick trick. It is the result of showing up consistently, day after day, when nobody notices, when results are slow, and when the work feels boring. Think about a tree. Before it grows tall, it spends years building roots underground. You cannot see those roots. You cannot measure them. It looks like nothing is happening, but everything important is happening deep below the surface. And when the storm comes, that tree stands strong, not because it grew fast, but because it built deep roots slowly and quietly. People who try to grow fast without building roots are like trees with no foundation. One hard moment and they fall. One failure and they give up completely. So be patient with your journey. The gym may not show results in 2 weeks, but your body is changing on the inside. Reading books may feel slow, but your thinking is getting sharper. Practicing English every day may feel boring, but your language is growing. Don't judge your progress by what you can see today. Judge it by whether you showed up today, whether you did the work, whether you kept going one more time. You are not late. You are not behind anyone. You are building something real, and real things take real time. Point 7. Be disciplined. Do the work even when you don't feel like it. Most people only move when they feel motivated, when the energy is high, when the mood is good, when everything feels right. But motivation is not always there. Some days you feel tired, some days you feel low, some days nothing feels easy or exciting. And on those days, the only thing that keeps you moving is discipline. Discipline means doing what is necessary even when you don't feel like it, even when it is boring, even when it is hard, even when nobody is watching or clapping. Here is the simple truth. Motivation starts the action, but discipline finishes it. Think about two people learning English. Person A studies only when they feel motivated. Some days they work hard. Some days they skip completely. Some weeks they disappear. 6 months later, they are almost in the same place they started. Person B studies every single day, even when tired, even when busy, even when bored, even just 15 minutes, every day without stopping. 6 months later, their English has changed completely. People notice the difference. Same starting point, completely different results. Not because person B was more talented, but because person B showed up every day without waiting for the right feeling. You don't need to be the most talented. You don't need to have the most time. You just need to refuse to quit on the days when quitting feels easy. Tell yourself this today. I may not feel like it right now, but I will do it anyway, because my future is being built with today's choices. That sentence, repeated enough times, stops being a sentence. It becomes who you are. Point 8. Live in this moment, not in the past or the future. Here is something that many people never realize about themselves. They are never fully here. Their body is in the room, but their mind is somewhere else, thinking about something that happened last year, worrying about something that might happen next month, replaying old conversations, creating new fears about things that don't exist yet. And while the mind is busy traveling between the past and the future, the present moment slips away. Life passes, and they miss it. The truth is very simple. The past is finished. You cannot change it. The future has not arrived. You cannot control it. The only place where your life is actually happening right now is this moment. And this moment is the only place where real change is possible. Have you ever eaten your favorite food without really tasting it because your mind was somewhere else? Have you ever talked to someone you love but not really listened to a word they said? Have you ever lost sleep at night because your mind kept replaying old mistakes? That is what living in your head does to your life. It takes you away from your own experience. Mentally strong people stay present, not because they have no problems, but because they understand that worry about tomorrow and regret about yesterday both steal from today, and today is all you actually have. Here is a simple practice. When you eat, focus only on the food. When you talk to someone, give them your full attention. When your mind starts running to the past or future, gently bring it back. Notice your breath. Notice the room around you. Come back to right now. This practice is simple, but over time, it changes the way your mind works, and a present mind is a strong mind. Point 9. Stop comparing yourself to others. One of the most damaging things you can do to your mental health is to compare your life to other people's lives. You look at someone's photos online and think their life is perfect. You hear someone speak English fluently and feel small. You see someone succeed, and instead of feeling happy for them, you feel bad about yourself. But listen carefully. Their path is not your path. Their timing is not your timing. What they have is not what you need to have right now. When you compare yourself to others, you are telling yourself a quiet lie. The lie is that they are better, and you are not enough. And that lie slowly breaks your confidence, your peace, your motivation, your sense of who you are. Let me show you something. 2 seeds are planted in the ground. One is a sunflower. It grows in just a few weeks. Tall and beautiful and fast, easy to see, easy to admire. The other is a bamboo tree. For 4 years, nothing appears above the ground. People who walk by say nothing is growing there. But underground, the bamboo is building the deepest and strongest roots you have ever seen. In the 5th year, the bamboo grows very fast and very tall, higher than the sunflower. Was the bamboo behind? Was it late? No, it was just on a different timeline, building a different kind of strength. That is you. Maybe others seem to move faster. Maybe others look more successful online, but maybe you are building roots right now. And when your time comes, you will rise in a way that is completely and only yours. Stop looking at other people's flowers. Focus on your own soil, your own work, your own growth. Your journey is unique. Protect it and trust it. Point 10. Practice gratitude every day. Most people spend their day focused on what is wrong, what they don't have, what didn't go their way, what is missing from their life. And when your mind focuses on what is missing, you always feel empty. No matter how much you already have, it never feels enough. There is always something more to want, something more to worry about, something more to compare. But when your mind focuses on what you already have, something changes. You feel calmer, more peaceful, more able to face whatever comes next. This is what gratitude does. It does not remove your problems, but it changes how you see your life, and how you see your life changes everything about how you live it. Think about 2 people who both lose their job on the same day. Person A says, "Why me? I am such a failure. Everything is ruined now." They sink into sadness. They stop trying. They stay stuck for months. Person B says, "This is hard, but I still have my skills. I still have my health. I still have time to build something new." They feel the pain, but they keep moving forward. Same situation, completely different mindset, and completely different lives after. Gratitude is not pretending everything is perfect. It is choosing to see what is still good even when things are hard. And that choice gives you energy to keep going. Here is a simple habit. Every morning, before you look at your phone, think of 3 things you are grateful for. Simple things. I have food today. I can learn something new. I am alive, and I have another chance. Every night before sleeping, say quietly, "Today was not perfect, but I am thankful I lived it." Do this for 1 month, and watch how your mind slowly changes. Point 11. Let go of what you cannot control. Many people today are exhausted, not because life is impossibly hard, but because they are trying to control things that are simply not in their control. They want to control what other people think of them. They want to control how others react. They want to control the future. They want everything to go exactly according to their plan. And when it doesn't, they break down. They feel angry. They feel helpless. But here is the truth that mentally strong people understand deeply. You cannot control the weather. You cannot control other people's opinions. You cannot control how quickly success arrives. You cannot control everything around you. What you can control is how you respond, what you choose to think, what you decide to do next, where you direct your energy today. And the moment you stop using your energy to fight things you cannot control, you have so much more energy left for the things you actually can. Think about this. You are stuck in traffic. You are late. You feel stressed. You look at the clock again and again. You feel angry at everything around you. But does your stress move the cars faster? No. Does your anger change anything? Nothing at all. Now think about someone else in the same traffic. They take one breath. They accept this moment. They make a quick call to say they will be late. Then they use the time to listen to something helpful or to think clearly about their day. Same traffic, same delay. One person arrives angry and drained. The other arrives calm and ready. That is the power of letting go. Every time you feel stress rising, ask yourself one honest question. Can I change this right now? If yes, do something. If no, breathe, release it, and move your attention to what you can control. Peace does not come when everything is perfect. Peace comes when you stop fighting what was never yours to fight. Point 12. Start small. Real change begins with very small steps. Everyone wants to change their life. Everyone wants to become confident, healthy, and strong. But most people fail because they try to change everything at once. They want big results immediately. And when the big change doesn't come fast, they give up completely. But real change never starts big. It starts small, very small, and it grows quietly from there. Here is something important to understand. A small action done every day is more powerful than a big action done once in a while. 10 push-ups every day for 1 year builds more than 100 push-ups done once a week. 5 English words learned every day is more powerful than 100 words studied in one big session on Sunday. Small, daily, consistent, that is the real formula for change. Think of your life as a large ship sailing in the ocean. You cannot turn a ship immediately. But if you change the direction by just one small degree, after many miles, you arrive at a completely different place. Your small daily choices are that 1 degree. They feel invisible today, but they change your destination completely over time. Want to be healthier? Start with 1 glass of water every morning. Want more confidence? Say one honest, brave thing every day. Want more discipline? Wake up just 10 minutes earlier than before. Don't change everything today. Change one small thing. Do it every day without stopping. Then slowly add one more small thing. Over time, your whole life quietly becomes different. Not because of one big moment, but because of small, honest steps taken every single day. Point 13. Take responsibility for your life. No more excuses. Here is something mentally weak people do very often. They blame. They blame their parents, their teachers, their city, their money, their past, their luck. They always have a reason for why things are not better. And that reason is always something or someone outside themselves. Now, sometimes unfair things really do happen. Sometimes life is hard for reasons you did not create. That is true and real. But here is the dangerous thing about blaming. Blaming keeps you stuck. When you say, "My life is this way because of them," or because of that, you are giving away your power. You are telling yourself that someone else controls your life. And as long as you believe that, nothing will change. Because you are waiting for the outside world to fix itself first. Mentally strong people do something different. They say, "Yes, this situation is hard. Yes, it is not fair. But what can I do now? What is my next choice from here?" They take full responsibility for their response. Not for everything that happened to them, but for what they do next. Think about 2 people who fail an important exam. Person A says, "The questions were too hard. The teacher didn't explain well. I had too many things happening in my life." Next time, they probably fail again because nothing changed inside them. Person B says, "I didn't prepare enough. I let myself get distracted. I didn't ask for help when I needed it." Next time, they do better because they learned something honest about themselves. Failures are not the enemy. Excuses are. Take responsibility. Learn from your mistakes. Stop waiting for life to be fair and start asking what you can build right now with what you have. Point 14. Do the hard thing first. Here is one simple habit that can change your whole day and, over time, change your whole life. Every morning, do the most difficult task first, before the easy things, before the comfortable things, before checking your phone or relaxing with tea. Why? Because your mind is clearest and strongest in the morning. And when you complete the hardest thing first, something very powerful happens. You feel proud, you feel light, you have real energy and momentum for the rest of the day. But most people do the opposite. They avoid the hard task. They do small, easy things first. They check messages. They watch one video. They clean their desk. They tell themselves they will do the hard thing later. But later becomes the afternoon, and then the evening, and then tomorrow. And the whole day feels heavy because the important thing is still sitting there unfinished, creating quiet guilt in the background. Think about the difference. You wake up, you know there is something difficult to do. Instead of avoiding it, you breathe and start immediately. In 1 hour, it is done. Your mind feels completely free. The rest of the day feels open and easy and yours. This is not just about being more productive. This is about training your mind to not fear difficult things. Every time you do the hard thing first, you send a message to your own brain. I am in control. I don't run from hard things. I face them. Over time, this builds a mind that moves toward challenges instead of away from them. One hard task done first, every morning. That is the habit. Point 15. Remove negativity from your life. Protect your peace. Here is a question most people never ask themselves. Not what should I add to my life to feel better, but what should I remove? Because sometimes the reason your mind feels weak is not what is missing inside you. It is what is surrounding you every single day. Negativity comes in many forms. People who always complain, criticize, and bring drama. Content online that fills your mind with comparison and fear. Your own habits of self-doubt and constant worry. Environments that make you feel small or stuck. Your own inner voice that speaks to you with cruelty instead of care. You can read every book. You can watch every helpful video. But if you return every day to a toxic environment, nothing changes, because something keeps taking from you whatever you build. Think about a plant that you water carefully every day. You give it sun, you give it attention, but at the same time, someone pours something harmful into the soil every day. Will it grow? No, not because the plant is weak, because the environment is destroying it. Your mind is that plant. You are not broken. You are not lazy. You are just surrounded by things that are taking your energy without giving anything back. So start protecting yourself slowly and carefully. Spend less time with people who always bring drama or sadness into your life. This doesn't mean you hate them. It means you value your own peace enough to guard it. Stop consuming content online that makes you feel small or afraid. What you watch and read every day goes into your mind whether you notice it or not. Cut down on complaining. When you complain, you put more negative energy into your own thinking. Instead, speak about solutions, speak about what is possible, and most importantly, watch the voice inside your head. The way you speak to yourself inside matters more than almost anything else. If your inner voice is always critical and always telling you that you are not enough, that voice needs to change. Speak to yourself like a good friend would, honestly, kindly, with real support. You do not need a perfect life to have a strong mind. You just need to remove what does not belong. Clean your environment, guard your thoughts, protect your peace like it is the most valuable thing you own, because it truly is. You now have 15 points to build a stronger mind. These are not complicated ideas, they are simple. But simple is not the same as easy. Each one requires honest daily practice. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to change everything today. But if you take even one of these points and start using it tomorrow, your mind will be a little stronger. And a little stronger, repeated every day, becomes something that is very hard to break. Keep learning, keep growing. I will see you in the next video.